Hi there, guys. This is Vinney Chopra again with my very good friend. One more, time I come to you live. As you know, I wrote the book, Apartment Syndication Made Easy, international top seller. Then my positivity brings profitability. My third book is coming out, which is the Senior Living Investing Made Easy. As you know, I branched out into multifamily in senior living also. If anybody's interested to find out how you can invest into my fund, 506C fund, $50 million fund, and also to look at these opportunities or my academy, where lots of students are coming now. And so thank you. Again, I want to introduce my very good friend. John Brackett. John, how are you, brother?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. So grateful to be here and to be visiting with you and your supporters and all your fans.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Just like I said, let me introduce formally. John and Debbie Brackett, great people. Actually, Debbie reached out to me, if I remember, 3 years back or so, 3 or 4 years back, and then we met together and you guys joined my academy. I'm really thankful to you both. But you were very experienced even before that. I mean, you had flipped over so many homes and just so much you had accomplished already. And let me introduce again, I don't want to miss that, because Fidelity Business Partners, Inc., the FBP, was founded in 2008 by John Brackett. And our purpose is to build great apartment communities and improve how people live. What a great mission. What a great mission, John. You and Debbie's, the company provides real estate investment and asset management services to accredited investors and private wealth advisors and family offices. The company maintains its competitive advantage by operating in niche real estate markets. Our niche market investment solutions and alternative educational platforms include Fidelity. I love the Fidelity. It's so great name, isn't it? Fidelity Investments, man. Fidelity Charity. I know we have business over there too. Business partners, multifamily acquisitions, asset management, private wealth advisors, educational advisors, and private wealth solutions, which is multifamily investments for individuals and family offices, and the faith-based development, technical and financial support for faith-based development. Wow. Amazing. If I can go a little bit further, Debbie also, there we go. Debbie's not here today, but John is here. And Debbie was a commercial real estate appraiser for 10 years, your wife. And Debbie appraised most commercial assets classes to include industrial, retail, office. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. Apartments. Very smart lady.
Very smart, for sure. Oh my gosh, she was very smart. She, I was impressed. She reached out to me through a video. Actually, she didn't email me. She did a video, if I remember correctly. Oh my gosh, I was so impressed with her, Yeah. I said, wow.
Smart lady.
Very smart. Yeah, welcome, John. And, let me kind of take you back. You're in Carlsbad or San Diego area, I think, right?
Yes, today.
Tell us your beginnings and how you moved there. And did you grow up there or how?
No, I actually grew up on a small island in the South Pacific.
Okay.
And then I came out to the United States to, actually I went from a tiny island to a bigger tiny island, which was Hawaii.
Okay.
And from Hawaii to here, actually to wrestle in college and also to go to school.
I see.
And then got a degree in finance and economics and started working in financial services and then banking, and met my wife when I was in college, and here I stay.
How nice. How long you've known each other, by the way?
Debbie and I have been married for 25 years.
25 years, silver anniversary. Oh my God.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
How nice. So
we're actually celebrating our 26th in November.
In November, this year or next?
This year.
Oh, this year. Wow.
So we're doing some wine. I'm taking her on a wine tasting tour down in Mexico.
Oh, Mexico. Oh my gosh. I know we are in Cancun, but you're going somewhere else, somewhere nicer.
Well, I don't know about nicer. We haven't been there, but she loves wine, and they have some great vineyards down in that region. So we're going to go check it out.
Love it.
And I'm going to send you an invitation. We're actually going with maybe about 10 couples.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Wow. Actually, my family, my wife's family, Kanchan's family meets also. And I think we are coming back to Tulum, which is right here in Mexico also, 90 minutes south of Cancun or something. I understand for another 7 days. We are 10 days now. Then we come back again. Yeah. No, but tell me, like with your financial degree and all, when did you start real estate? What can the new people who are trying to get into this deal, what might be some pain points that you had, you and Debbie, in the early on,
Oh gosh, Vinney, there are so many. There's so many.
Yep.
I think, if I'm speaking to maybe the potential of this business and why someone would want to get in and how to get started, I think the biggest thing is, you just have to be willing to take some action, right? I think that's the biggest thing. I think sometimes as human beings, we're all guilty of this. We can end up talking ourselves out of doing something for a couple different reasons, right? And namely those reasons, I'll give you my reasons. My reasons, right? The typical reasons, hey, don't know enough, don't have enough education, right? What would be the third? Maybe financial would be the third.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Those are usually the top three. Even when I talk to my clients and our investors, those are usually the top three. And I think, aligning yourself with the right people is always really, really important. But I think over and above the alignment, we just have to be willing to take some action, right?
Totally. I agree with you.
And also, here's the other thing: be willing to fail.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Be willing to fail. One of my greatest quotes is by and it's on failure, right? Failure is the opportunity to learn, this time more intelligently. And I love that quote. It's one that I live by.
I love it. And again, the life is such, ups and downs are going to be there no matter what.
Right.
And after failure comes success. Like I think there was a quote, success is around the corner. I always, remember that quote also. Many times we say, oh my gosh, I'm hitting the wall. I'm just, not giving successful in whatever, right? And
what's really interesting, Vinney, is that we always hear the common statistic on owning and starting a business is that I think it's over 50% of businesses fail right within the first year, right? Yes. And then they give this elongated statistic on failures. But what they don't tell you is that the second year of being in business, your chances go up, your success rate goes up by 30%.
Oh.
By the third year, it goes up by 70%.
Wow.
Because you're learning from all of your experiences.
Yes.
So I think that conversation should be changed to focus on learning, right? And that's what creates the ultimate success.
I love it.
And it's a journey. Right? It's a journey. But I find that so interesting that imagine your third year, right? Your success rate goes up by 70%.
Wow.
And it's just from those experiences. Now, of course, this is a stat that I pulled out of a book and just conversations with friends, but I wanted to read it for myself. So I go, yeah, sure, man.
I agree with you.
I find it very interesting, right?
Yeah. And, I love that. What you just said is taking action. How many times we paralyze ourselves, literally paralyzed with bad thinking, and expecting no good results and feeling the fear of what if I got this trouble right, this thing not right, and this thing not, many times you cannot move forward with 100% surety in anything.
There's no such thing.
Yeah, there's no such thing. And who said that? Maybe Tom Hopkins said that. A great closer, a good, person. He said 51% of the time, if you make right decisions, life is going to be different.
Yeah, 100%, right? Life is an accumulation of our decisions, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is, I mean, every time we get a why, I also talk about that, right? We got wrong answer and the wrong answer, or right way to do it and wrong way to do it. You got to make decision to move either to the right or the left, and then you'll find out if you made the right decision or not.
It's really interesting. Early on in when we started in this business, real estate, and then really started focusing on commercial real estate and apartment buildings. Yeah, we had to change our mindset. And so we went from a mindset of wanting to do it correctly to getting to focus. And this is me communicating to my teams, right? I had to change the culture, and we're still doing this now. Yeah, it was about we no longer could focus on doing things with perfection because it paralyzed us. Rather, the win was always in the adjustments because we didn't have the experience. Yes. So we got so good at adjusting really quickly that's what accelerated our business.
I love that, what you're just saying. I totally remember when you guys bought your first apartment, when you joined, and it was in the Houston area.
It was, yes.
Yeah, and you interviewed so many property management companies. I still remember that, and that really impressed me because you and Debbie really wanted, hone in on all the questions, and you had their answers, and you chose somebody, but that company didn't work out, right? Or
actually, we chose I think two of them.
Oh, two.
Okay. Two didn't work out. And so finally I said, okay, these answers, fortunately, we know construction fairly well. So the answers that were coming back, I said, there's no way that's possible. So the next day I got on a plane, got there, and I'm talking to the property manager. I'm on site asking the property manager questions, and they're telling me that they did all these things in Vinney. I'm on site and none of this stuff was done.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
So
God.
that day I fired them, and I called my wife and I said, hey, look, I'm going to have to stay here and do this myself.
Yeah.
Because we have a lot of our own money in this project. We have our investor money in this project. Yeah. And out of that came our property management company. We created a property management company out of that experience. And so I'm very grateful for that experience, right? It was an expensive seminar, but one that we turned into, I think a good benefit for not only us, but also for our investor partners as well.
For sure. So share with me your success in the last 4 or 5 years. I know you have expanded a lot. Now you're also managing other assets of other people. No, not at all.
No, we don't manage any third party at all. We just haven't found a way to justify that. And I think
there's little money.
Yeah, I really don't see I don't really see the advantage of that yet at this point.
I understand. Yeah.
But I mean, success is kind of an interesting term, right? I mean, I don't know. You're gonna have to ask me some questions because what we may think is successful for us is probably in comparison to others nothing, right? So it's all relative. But I think the way that we approach this business is really, we got into this business initially in real estate because of the freedoms that I thought it could create for us. In banking many years ago, one of the things that I saw very consistently is that the wealthiest people, and back then I used to do commercial loans, so they don't do this anymore, but I would sit down in front of a customer, underwrite the loan right in front of them, right? We call it spreading. We look at tax returns, their financials, and I could say, after looking at that roughly in 15 minutes, I could say, really, here's where you're going to fall. And here's how the bank is going to approach this, and we'll probably approve you. They don't do that anymore, except for community banks.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest takeaways there is that the probably, I would say 85% of the customers that I saw that were extremely wealthy came from real estate. That wealth was generated in real estate. So I never forgot that. And so I remember telling my wife, I said, look, this is kind of what we enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And we have to go all in this business. And that was in 2008 when the market crashed.
Oh, wow.
And so I said, look, we'll never see an opportunity like this again. And my wife was 8 months pregnant with our second daughter. We just bought this house.
Oh, wow. Oh.
And so we pretty much expended most of our savings, and we kind of went for it. Yeah.
How nice. How nice. I think it's recorded that you celebrated 25th anniversary, wedding anniversary. Congratulations. I want to say that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
You and Debbie, that's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we are in the 41st anniversary this year. 4-1.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And this week we are celebrating Kanchan's birthday.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, we thought, when did she turn? What day?
Actually, that's on the 19th of September coming up. Yeah, Sunday night. So we got lobster on the beach and all that.
I love it.
Neil and Monica are here. So it's going to be nice 5 to 6 course meal, something like that. And, it'll be nice.
Well, what you just said, Vinney, is a perfect example, right, of I think, some of the greatest advantages of being in this business.
Yes.
Because the other thing that I learned in banking was that, and my customer base were businesses that generated between 2 to 20 million in revenue, right? And I would interact with almost, over the years, hundreds of businesses. So I got a chance to see different things.
Yeah.
But one of the greatest things that I learned is that, when you're operating a traditional business, very employee dependent, right? It's product centric. You have a lot of moving parts, and the more moving parts you have, the more expense and the more risk associated with that, right? Real estate, you get maximum leverage, very little employees, right? And that's the greatest leverage point, is what business can you operate a 100-unit apartment with maybe 3 employees?
What you're saying is so very right. And the
maximum leverage.
And 100 units, possibly, John, 100 units at about, let's say, if we collect $1,800 a month, let's say, right? So 18 times 12 times 100, that's the revenue. So that's a pretty high revenue, with only 3 employees, or team members, like we call them, who can take care of it for you. And you can bring 35% profitability almost, because of the leverage, because the leverage of the loan.
Big time. And so think about this, right? You have people buying franchises out there left and right. Yeah. And then you buy the franchise, right? You have to now assign people to it. But apartment buildings, if you think about it, is the ultimate franchise. Yeah. Because you get maximum leverage. Leverage.
My gosh. I have had nobody talk about real estate investment as franchise. I love it. What you're saying. You're so right about it. In franchise, you have to pay money up front, to buy the franchise. Then you have to pay percentage of the revenues to the franchisor, because you're the franchisee. And then you also have to buy materials from them too.
Absolutely. And you have to do it their way, which if you're buying into a great franchise like McDonald's, that's great, right? It's predictable. Yeah. When you and I, when we buy into a franchise, ultimately what we're paying for is predictability in revenue or in the cash flow stream, right?
Yep.
McDonald's, very, very predictable. You pay a lot more for a McDonald's because the revenue stream, very predictable.
Surely.
Maybe like a Subway too, not at that level, but very predictable revenue stream. Apartment buildings, the same thing, very predictable revenue stream, except, you just have to mitigate the risk against management, right? The better the management team, the more predictable the revenue stream, et cetera. So apartment buildings are a great franchise.
I love it. Apartment buildings are great franchise. I love it. That might be the heading of our podcast today. And the exciting part also is that apartment buildings and commercial, most of the time, of course, the banks and the FDI, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and CMBS loans, all that, right? Even the hard money lenders, they love real estate, and they love to give you leverage. I mean, you only bring 20% or 25%, but you get the benefit of 100% of the, investment. I mean,
100%.
Not in stock market, not in crypto. You have to pay money to hold the 100%, ownership. Let's say that, right?
Right.
Especially in syndication, which you are in and I'm in, we got our friends and family or accredited investors who don't have time, to really do the kind of things that you and I do, to vet the deal, to find the deal, to underwrite the deal, and then get on a loan. They don't have to be on the loan. So less risk involved on their part, you're right. And then
100%. And I think too, we're all different, right? I mean, we all have different qualities. We all have different likes and dislikes.
Yep.
And so I think one of the things that I've learned, especially when I talk to my investors, my clients,
yes,
and people want to, invest alongside of us, is that you have to understand what your strengths are and what your purpose is for wanting to invest.
Totally.
Because, I love this business, right? To me, working hard is not a problem because I love it. I enjoy it.
Me too. Same thing.
But a lot of people, if they're really completely honest with themselves, they don't want to be doing what you and I do, Vinney, because it's a lot of work.
It is a lot
of
work.
I mean, to create a result is a lot of work, right? When you think about it, you're coming to me and you're paying us to generate ultimately a result, right? If you think about it and you take that same analogy and you compare it to an NFL player, a high-playing professional athlete, they get paid a lot of money because they're really good at doing what? Producing a certain type of outcome, right? A result.
Totally.
It just takes a lot of work.
Audience. I mean, the revenue comes through all these. You're right. Totally.
100%. It takes a lot of work to create that. And, but it's great. I love the challenge. It's an amazing challenge. And I think most people, what they ultimately want, they want to buy back their time. You and I, the same thing, right? Got into this business to buy back time, meaning to create more time so that we can do other things. There aren't too many people when we really have those kind of conversations that deviate from that. I think mostly when I ask people, why do you want to invest particularly in real estate, it's usually, it usually comes back to creating more time to do something else, right?
So true.
Because money ultimately buys you time.
Let me take you to a new level. So tell me, how the progress has been in the last 4 or 5 years now. You're into more property management plus syndication, plus you also have academies now or something. Huh?
No, I don't do any training, Vinney. I just want to stick to the real estate investing side.
Sure.
I think that's ultimately where my passion is and what I love doing.
And the biggest rewards are there too, to be true.
Yeah, and that's just what we enjoy. And I have, kids, and so it just makes a lot more sense.
Totally.
But, maybe I'll share with you a couple of recent.
Please.
I think this year we closed on 4 projects total, I believe.
Yes.
One of them is very large. It's a 100-unit ground-up project in San Diego.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
And then we have some smaller ones. One was a 15-unit in Montrose in Houston.
Okay. Yes.
Very good deal. That's a great deal.
Oh, wow.
And then we built a custom home in a place that you talked to us about. Remember? Take a guess.
Oh my gosh.
New Braunfels, Texas.
Oh, really? That's amazing place, by the way.
It is beautiful.
Now with Austin and everything, and then of course San Antonio, San Marcos, right in that neighborhood. We just purchased actually 308 units in Austin, near to the Domain.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we only bought it September last year during the COVID, 113,000 a door. Couldn't believe it. And John, now the
Very good deal.
is charging 153 a door. What?
Yeah.
I cannot believe 40,000 a door
Sounds
increase.
right.
That's like 10 million, 12 million increase in the value of the property. It has never happened in my career in just 9-10 months. It's ridiculous, but that's wonderful. Custom home.
Yeah, no, that, and then we bought another smaller apartment building, but again, success is relative, but for us, and I believe the investors that we have in some of those projects, the returns make sense, and we like Texas, and so we wanted to.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Would you be expanding into some other places too? Are you thinking about Carolinas or Tennessee's or no? Yeah.
Yeah, there are a couple other states that I have in mind, but I don't have enough data on them to kind of speak intelligently about them. But the Carolinas was a place initially that I had an interest in, and I not as strong anymore. I think
it's gone up. It's gone up. Pricey, everything. Cap rates have gone down.
There's some. I think though, really, Vinney, California, still has some really great opportunities. Still, I think it just depends on how you're putting the deals together.
Sure.
And especially Southern California. And so I'm putting a little bit more energy into that now. And
can I ask you a question about the 100 units? I am very intrigued by 100 units ground up, right? Yeah. How did you come across it, and how did you vet it, and how were the investors? Tell me.
There's only one investor.
I know audience would love to know. Yeah.
I have a couple of these in my pipeline.
Okay.
But there are only two investors.
Oh, wow. Oh my gosh.
There's me and my land partner. That's it.
Okay. Wow. Love it. Love it. That's beautiful. And then of course, the loan and everything, you both might be on the loan, right? The land partner, and you also?
No, only me. I'm taking on 100% of the construction risk.
Oh, you are
bringing in all the capital for that. Yeah.
Oh, awesome! Congratulations.
So it just made a little bit more sense for us to do it that way, right? We had to liquidate, a bunch of assets to be able to do that, and the capital structure may change a little bit. For right now, that's kind of what that's kind of the plan, and I think there are a lot of those opportunities right now in Southern California where it makes sense to do that, because sure, you're taking on a lot of risk, but you get rewarded for that in Southern California, right?
Love it. Love it.
I mean, you get rewarded for it really well. There's a lot of demand for that product right now. So to me, sometimes it makes sense to work really, really hard for something really specific for 2 years, 3 years, and get a huge gain.
Huge return. Why not? Why not? Let me ask you a question. Are you reading some book, something lately you read that you might like to, or some podcast that you might have heard audience would like to, follow or something?
Man, I read a lot. There's a book that I'm reading right now that I actually really like. It's by Ben Horowitz. Okay. And it's on business cultures.
Oh, wow.
And it's a really good book. It's called What You Do Is Who You Are.
Oh, what you
do. And I really believe that, right? In other words, what we do every day as human beings is ultimately who we are.
Yeah.
So if you want to get to know someone really well, you don't have to look too far outside of what they do.
So true. So true.
But it's really about business cultures
uh-huh.
and how to build business cultures. And I go, man, that's a great title. And
awesome.
It's a book that I really like. It's really a good book.
That's great. Thank you for sharing that. How about some apps and some business tools that you're using that the audience might like to, really know about or something? Yeah.
Some of the recent some of the recent apps that I've downloaded, they're not business specific apps.
Sure.
If you give me a category, I can probably give you one, but some of the more recent apps have been more fitness related apps.
Aha, okay.
And this one is really cool. I work out with my kids all the time. And so I put together these little custom workouts and we'll go to the beach with dumbbells.
Yeah, yeah.
And yesterday I was doing a workout in Carlsbad watching the sun go down, the sunset. I thought that was pretty cool.
Oh,
like, where else can you do that, right?
Unless I love it. I love it.
Stuff with you. So, anyways, the app is called Starkey.
Starkey.
Starkey. And
so, yeah.
Let's see.
Starkey, maybe K-E-Y. Starkey. I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Oh my gosh.
But what I was saying with that thing is that you can customize these workouts, and then they have a social tab where you can look at other people's workouts and do those workouts as well. But you don't need a lot of equipment. You just need a dumbbell or free weights. So that's why I got it, because you can be anywhere, like where you are right now in Cabo, Vinney.
Yeah.
And put together a 15-minute workout and go on the beach.
I love it. Oh, thank you for sharing that. Really, John.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that would be my most recent app.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Again, I want to congratulate you on successes that you and Debbie and the whole family has had. What a lovely home. I want to say that again. It's such a beautiful home. And, thanks for hanging out with me, John. How can, and giving nuggets and, how can people reach you, Yeah.
The best place to reach us is our website. It's www.fidelitybps.com. So Fidelity, B as in boy, P as in Paul, S as in Sam.com. And I think that'll give people a pretty good idea of who we are. And of course, if they want to speak with me personally, just send an email.
Awesome. So, what do you all do for fun? I know you like that exercising all. And how do you give back to the society? Those two things. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good question. So, a couple different ways. Fundraisers, I really like fundraising for very specific causes, right? And so recently had a really dear friend of ours that his wife got ill, and so we put together a cause for that, and I think raised about $15,000 for him and his family, and it's just great to know that there are enough caring people out there, because we've all been impacted by different diseases, right?
So many.
Cancer, my dad passed of cancer. And so I think when you can make direct impact to people in community that and because you can see the impact directly, it's just really cool. And so those are things that we really enjoy doing, because the impact is immediate.
Yes.
And so we can see it. So it's just really cool stuff.
Very nice.
He and his family, obviously it's a really challenging situation, but they're progressing forward, which is nice to see.
That's nice to see. Totally. And for fun, you guys travel and all. I know you're going to.
And for fun, Vinney, we always are looking for a party, my wife.
Hey, San Diego is the capital of fun. I'm telling you. My wife, when we came.
My wife and I, we go out on date night, man, every Tuesday, right?
Ah, nice.
We've done that for years now, but now that our kids are older,
yes,
we've been having 2 to 3 date nights a week.
Oh, nice.
That's been really fun and new for us, But we really love to travel. I think that's something that we enjoy. Just different cultures, right? I really love people.
Sure.
Love different cultures. I love learning about different cultures. I think being in different cultures is pretty humbling, because it makes us realize that, we don't have the only way, right? There are a lot of different ways of being and living, and
Totally.
cool to
Yeah, we were
experience.
seeing the performance last night. I was telling my wife, it's so great, I mean, different parts of the world, how celebration happens. It was Independence Day for Mexico yesterday, and we saw fireworks 10 different times. We saw big fireworks. And again, I want to thank you again, John, for spending time with me, brother. And thank you for the nuggets. And, I would like to, everybody who's watching us or listening to us, if you like the content, please comment, please share the content, and give us 5-star reviews on YouTube or on the, iTunes, like that, so that we can bring great guests for you. Again, the raising money is amazing. That's what my life has been. And we just raised money for charity water. If anybody's interested, please go to vinneychopra.com/charity water. You can still contribute. I think we raised $10,000 for something in 1 month. But thanks again for joining, and please subscribe to our channel or subscribe to our iTunes channel so that you could get every week. Actually, I'm putting out maybe 2 podcasts now even, and then we have a senior living show also, and then another show that I do live, which is on Fridays at 9:30, Vinney and Bo show. So almost 4 shows a week. So I like to just, give lots and lots of great information if you'd like to get in touch with us.
Love it.
Thank you so much, John. You take care, brother. Thank you, and we'll talk again.
Tell you he said hi.
I sure will. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.